Hi YouTube, this is the SP Nation, and I decided to do something different. I went to Louis Vuitton. So a little while ago, I said to myself, you've been doing really good with credit. You have been very responsible with money. You've been doing very well, so let's reward ourselves. And so that's essentially what I did. I decided to buy just a few Louis Vuitton pieces just to start a collection, and it's nothing major, nothing crazy over here. So I just want you to know that each item that I purchased, and it's not a lot. This is the first time I've gone to Louis Vuitton, so it's not a lot. But each item that I purchased, it has a reason. You know, there's a reason for it. It has its purpose. It's not something that I personally think is stupid. It's something that works perfectly for my life as of today. Okay, so on to my experience. Recently, Barbara Streisand, she performed for the first time in Texas, not just Houston, Texas, but in Texas. And I have, if you have followed me, you know I love Barbara Streisand. She is the top artist that is alive to me and to anyone who has ears, really. She is a living legend, and I've tried to see her on many occasions. And I bit the bullet. I bought a ticket. I was excited. I went to Houston to see her, and it was a great night. I will actually go into detail about that, probably in a video talking about where I've been and all of that. I'll probably go into detail about that because that whole experience was more expensive than anticipated, and I will go into that. After I left the hotel, I stayed at the JW Marriott. It was absolutely great. Love the hotel. JW Marriott downtown, I believe it's on Main. And I asked around, I looked up on Yelp, I went to Google, just checking reviews of different Louis Vuitton locations throughout Houston. And I was waiting for them to bring my car while I was waiting outside. And I asked some of the guys out there, I said, which Louis Vuitton is the best to you? Or based on feedback you received from people who've stayed at this hotel, what's the best Louis Vuitton in Houston? And everyone said go to the Louis Vuitton at the Galleria. So that's what I did. But based on bad reviews online, I did go to the Galleria, but I did go into the Saks Louis Vuitton within the Galleria, specifically because they had better reviews than the Galleria's Louis Vuitton, just the Louis Vuitton store, just a separate, you know, okay. And I will tell you that if you go to the Saks Louis Vuitton in Houston at the Galleria, more power to you, but they will never get my business because when I tell you I walked into that store, I was in that store walking around, and mind you, I've never walked into Louis Vuitton. I really don't think I've ever even walked into a Louis Vuitton store. That may have been my first time because I've just never gone there. And I was in there for probably 15 minutes, and this is not histrionics. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not maximizing. There's none of that. This was at least 15 minutes. I was in that store, and when I tell you not one associate, not one SA walked up to me and said hello, said, you know, may I help you? Is there something you're looking for? Because I knew exactly what I was looking for, but no one came to me. But I will say that because at first I thought it was just the color of my skin, you know, el color de mi piel. I thought it was because of the color of my skin, but that really isn't true because there were people who were, you know, of various colors inside of that Louis Vuitton location, and the associates, they just decided to sit there and gossip at the register. They just sitting there chilling, just over there laughing, wasn't paying attention to nobody. So anyway, bye girl. Anyway, I left that location and just walked through, so I guess I don't know if they're doing reconstruction, I don't know what, but it said, you know, I walked through, I just followed everybody to get into the Galleria, and I walked and I found the Louis Vuitton location. I went into that location. I was immediately greeted by this nice Caucasian woman, and she said to me, you know, hi, you know, welcome to Louis Vuitton. You know, is there something in particular you're looking for today? Because it was a madhouse in there. It was very busy. And she actually has a client that she was dealing with, but she still greeted me, and she put me with someone probably within maybe 20 seconds. This nice Hispanic girl, cannot remember her name. I'm sure her card is somewhere in a drawer or something, but she was very nice, very helpful. So I initially went there specifically because I needed a new wallet. And because I've amassed so many credit cards recently, I went on a credit spree, which I will discuss in a future video. I will roll out videos on credit repair and all of that, you know, because I've done so well improving my credit over the past 12 months. It's actually sometimes shocking to me what I've done, because it's something I've done literally by myself and just educating myself. And that's really all you need. You don't need these credit repair people talking about, give me 200 and I'll take care of it for you. You can do it yourself. But anyway, this is the current wallet that I've used for probably 5, I don't know how many years. It's just a Gucci wallet, and it has a lot of wear and tear, and I just needed something new. So I decided to finally go to Louis Vuitton and get something to reward myself, especially for how good I've been with money lately and how good I've been just managing my credit cards that I have. And now I've amassed a lot more credit cards. So this is a 6-slot wallet, and so this isn't going to work for me anymore. Like it's totally not doable. So anyway, I sat there for probably 45 minutes to an hour with a great essay. Her name is Brianna Diaz, and she was great. And I went there and I settled on a wallet, and I liked it. And they had to hunt for this wallet because they thought they didn't have any in the store, but they found one that was hiding, and it was beautiful, and I liked it. But when I left, after a few days, I had buyer's remorse, and so I went to a location here in Dallas. I went to the Galleria location in Dallas and told them my sob story. And then I went ahead and had to go to another Louis Vuitton inside of North Park Mall here in Dallas to get what I wanted. So that's what I did. So here's the bag that Louis Vuitton items come in now. It's now I'll call this a saffron type of color. And this is the box that the item I purchased came in. And it's a nice, sturdy box. Has the bow on it. It's really beautiful. Absolutely love that. And here is the receipt. I want you to do it like all the girls do it on YouTube. So here's the receipt, and it comes like this. And inside, they just put their business card, and it has the receipt like this. And here's my receipt. I purchased a wallet originally, and that wallet was $605. The wallet that I ultimately got was $705, so I had to just pay the difference when I returned and exchanged, essentially. So I paid an extra $108.25. So it comes in this drawer type of compartment that you just open like that. And so this is flipped around because I've opened it, but inside here is the bag that it comes in. I have to be very careful with this because I can just see myself getting makeup all over this. And I haven't seen this wallet a lot on YouTube, but I'm excited to show it. So in the color Mocha, I got the Brazza wallet in the Epi leather in Mocha. And so here's the wallet, and it is absolutely beautiful. This is a gorgeous wallet, as you can see. And it's a nice Mocha color, and it has the LV logo right there. And as I mentioned, I need a lot of slots, so this has 16 slots in it, and has 16 slots, and it has a space here as well. And of course, it says Louis Vuitton made in. Well, this one was made in Spain, so it says Louis Vuitton Paris made in Spain. It also has a zipper compartment here on the side, and that's in silver. And like everyone says, the zippers on Louis Vuitton items are like butter. But it has that space there, and it has different sections all throughout. And also in that first purchase, because I know y'all probably think I lost my mind or something when I went there, I also saw the fragrances that Louis Vuitton recently released, and I was interested in them. And so that SA, this lovely Asian girl, cannot remember her name for anything. If I can find her business card, I'll put it down below. She was great. But she also made a bag for me, and she put samples of all of the new fragrances that are part of the collection for me to try out, because I told her I'm a fragrance junkie. I love a good fragrance. And so I was really excited to try them. And so she gave me one of all of them, and I think that's absolutely awesome. So I cannot wait to try that. So after being bit by the Louis Vuitton bug with that purchase, I did go back later and I made a second purchase. So in this purchase, I said to myself, self, you deserve another gift. Why not? And I was like, it's great, right? And so because I just refinanced my car and I was really proud of myself, and I've saved a chunk of money on my lovely Maxima just for refinancing, and to have the credit to be able to do it. It was amazing because I just bought the car in June, and to have my credit union offer to refinance, and it was literally a 72-hour process. It was so fast, and I basically just signed stuff virtually. It was so easy, whatever. Anyway, but so this is the product that I decided to get. This is the box, and here's the receipt for this one. And I will, that has my signature. And just like the previous item, this one has that drawer type of compartment with a little tab to pull it. And here is this little thing. And I basically wanted, when I decided to get this, I saw a lot of videos on this, and that essentially is what led me to get it, because it made sense to me. And so this is why I got this. So I decided to get, for my second Louis purchase, I got the pochette clé, or the key pouch in the Monogram print. And so here's this. It has the gold zipper, and it has, of course, the Monogram print on it. I love it. I think it's so cute. And like I said, zippers are like butter with Louis Vuitton. So it has this hidden chain in here. There's a little slot right here for it to go through and not interfere with the zipper. And I can use this to either put this on my belt loop, or I can put keys on it. I can put whatever I want on it. And so on the inside, it allows me to put keys, to put cards, whatever I want to put in here, essentially. And it's something that actually would fit in my front pocket. So it makes sense to me. I love to go to concerts. I love to go to places that I don't necessarily want to carry a wallet, and so to have something that's in my front wallet, and especially to have a loop on it, so that, or notch, or this, what is this called? This D-ring, I forget what they call it, to be able to put this on my belt loop, or to even just be able to put this in my pocket. I absolutely love the idea of this, and so for me to just be able to carry cards instead of carrying, my wallet and my keys and everything, if I could just put it all in one thing and bring cards that I specifically need, that's great, because we're about to go on a cruise soon, and like I said, I like to go to concerts, things like that, so this actually is really doable for me, and it just made sense. So inside of here, it has this little thing, and this says coated fabric, cowhide leather lining. Okay, here it goes. It says SD 4156, so that means that it was made in, I believe SD is France. It's made in France in the 45th week of 2016, so that was when I did look that up, because I looked this up beforehand, the 45th week was right early November, somewhere around there this year, so this is a very, very new piece. And it also has this barcode thing in here. But I absolutely love this. I think this is great. I love the way it looks. And I was going to get the Damier Avin, but I really wanted a monogram piece. And I feel like this is me. Like, it's totally me. Oh, yeah. And I didn't even tell you the total. So for this particular item, the pochette clé, this particular product is only $200, so it's not really that expensive. It's $200 with tax. It was $216.50. So this particular product, absolutely love it. I love my new wallet. I love this key pouch. I think this is darling. I mean, this is beautiful. I love this D-ring. I love this. Like, oh, it's so cute. So that's everything I got from Louis Vuitton for my first total experience with Louis Vuitton. Like I said, I had a great experience, and at this point, and my partner, he thinks I've lost my mind. Because I've been bitten by this. Like, I want to buy him a wallet. He would think it's insane, but I want to get him one eventually. But with this particular purchase, I did have that Louis Vuitton bug. And with this, I want to buy a bag, and I would like to get the Bandoulier 45. I want to get that in the that Macassar print, where it's the monogram print with the black leather. I would love to do that. I don't want anything that has to patina, so I really don't like those beige handles, like that kind of stuff, so that, wait for it to patina, because if I buy something like that, I'm going to buy it pre-loved. And that's something I've actually been doing research on, and I think I'm about to buy a pre-loved bag. So that may be something that may be coming very soon, because I'm trying to make a deal with this person to get this bag that I really feel is me. It would be doable. It's doable for my life. Like, it's a bag that works. It makes sense to me. I mean, I went to, there's a store here at Vista Ridge Mall here in the DFW area called Keeks. And I went in there. They sell a lot of pre-loved bags that are authentic, and or at least the bags I looked at. I know Louis Vuitton when I'm looking at it, and I really, I was looking for the codes, everything. Like, I've done my research on this. And the bags that they had, though, they were okay, but I don't like a lot of scratches and all that stuff. That kind of stuff really bothers me. So maybe there's ways to fix all that, but I don't want to make it some project that makes me essentially buy a bag full price that I just bought, half off. Some bag from 97, and it looks like it's from 97 because it's toe up. Like, I want a bag that looks pretty okay. I can take a few things here and there, but stuff that's all toe up, I don't know. And I've also looked at Fashion File, I've looked at Botero, I've looked at Poshmark, I've looked at, or Poshmark, I'm not sure. I also looked at The Real a lot. I was actually going to buy 2 different bags this past week, but by the time I made up my mind, they were gone. And so I've learned my lesson with that, with The Real. But yeah, so that's everything I got. Very excited. And I totally forgot. Let me go ahead, since we're talking about Louis Vuitton and luxury, I'm going to throw in this item I just bought. This has nothing to do with Louis Vuitton, but it's luxury, so let's talk about it, darling. I wanted to talk about, in this video, I was going to talk about this purchase. I bought a piece from John Hardy. As you know, I love John Hardy. I do have several John Hardy pieces, and this particular ring that me and my partner wear, or my partner and I wear, this is Constantino, but this bracelet, and I've shown this in the past, this is John Hardy. And so I did buy a second piece, and this piece I have wanted for probably, I'm going to say probably 5 or 6 years, maybe longer than that. I've stared at this piece for a while. I had a nickel for every time I've said that in my life. So I got this bracelet. This bracelet is, I believe it was $7.95 or $8.95. And I've been wanting this for a long time, and I'm excited to add this to my collection. This is the bracelet. It's just a sterling silver bracelet. And the best part about it is that this piece on the end is black sapphire. And it's just a little bit of sapphire, because there's one that's longer as far as the black sapphire that's on it. And that one I believe is $1,300. And once I tried it on, I didn't really want anything that was too much, so this is the one that I actually have been wanting, so I went with what I wanted, so what I've been wanting for quite some time. So it has like this little piece of black sapphire that sparkles, and it's beautiful, and so I can add this to my wrist. Because I've seen people like collect John Hardy pieces and stack them up. For me, I only wanted like 2 or maybe 3, because there's another piece that's like this one that has nothing on it. It's just steel, or it's just a sterling silver bracelet, and I believe that one's like $600 or $700, somewhere around there, $500, $600 or $700. And I've always wanted that one as well, but I've never gotten it. And once I got this one, and this one was like $800, like $795, or I'm not really sure, $785. And I love this bracelet. I've had it for probably a year or 2, maybe 2 years. And I posted about this when I got this because I loved it. But this one I've always wanted as well. And so, like I said, I'm delighted to have it. And, I've worked very hard to get where I'm at. I'm not relying on, my parents' money. I don't live in my parents' backyard, or I don't live in the room that I was raised in my entire life. And, I pay my own bills, And I'm throwing a little shade at the end of this because it really is annoying to see these kids on YouTube who keep spending all of this money, and they want you to believe that they can afford this when I know your tea, and I know that you're lying because, I mean, it's kind of obvious. I mean, you don't have a job that pays that much, and if you do, it's probably something that can get you put in jail. And that's shade to probably, I'm gonna go with about 15 different people on YouTube that I've seen recently, and some, you know, a lot of those people that I actually know, and I know what they really do for a living. And yeah, I could totally. You know what? I'm not in that type of person anymore. I'm grown. I'm grown. I got a key pouch. I'm grown. Anyway, I ain't got time for that. You know what? I may make a rant on this because it really, really frosts my cookies. But anyway, definitely rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll be back with a whole lot more, guys. Bye.